Hello everybody, thanks for sticking around and waiting for part 2 of Good Girl Gone Bad. Someone told me that I sound like a scooter when I do that, but anyways, that's not the point. But yes, let me just get right into it and explain the aftermath, okay? Because y'all got wild in these streets. So, everything that had happened in part 1 was on a Saturday. So it's Sunday, I wake up, getting ready for church. I'm like, I got this. I was 1,000% fine, okay? I was fine on Sunday morning when I woke up. No problems whatsoever. I woke up as the normal me. I was just like, great, it's Sunday, let's do this, okay? Fine. I go to church, get there, set up what needs to be set up, and it's time for practice, okay, because I'm in the worship team. So it was time for practice. Closer to the end of practice, my stomach starts feeling a bit funny, and I'm just like, what's popping in these streets? Because, but I brush it off. It might be those minor things, nothing to worry about, Hey, as time goes on, I can tell that something here is very, very wrong, So we get into prayer. So prayer at my church is like about 45 minutes or so, right? And I get worse. This feeling that I feel in my stomach gets worse by the minute, okay? I kid you not. I'm going to the kitchen trying to drink water. I'm trying to get some air because I was starting to feel hot, guys. It was getting worse, okay? And my stomach was cramping, okay? And I was just like, oh my goodness, what could this be? Oh, disclaimer also, just before I forget, things get a bit hectic in the story. So those who are sensitive to just hearing about stuff, yeah, just be ready, because I still want you to watch the end till the end of the video. So but anyways, to get back to the story, so I'm just like, what's popping in these streets now? Just before the service, one of the ladies that I work very closely with at church comes and she sees that I'm not okay, so she gives me water, and she's trying to calm me down. We call the pastor as well. The pastor prays for me. And during this time, in my head, I'm just like, girl, you know what caused this, right? It is the Bev. You go, Miss Bad. You're doing things you ain't supposed to do. Look at you now. So I'm just there like, oh, these people don't know what I did last night. But anyways, and I'm there like, oh, I hope I'm fine. But my pastor is just like, bruh, you're not going to be singing in the worship team today because we don't know what's going on with you, Y'all, so I was given, what's that fizzy water? What's that water that tastes like electricity? I was given sparkling water, yes. The one that feels like pins and needles are in your mouth. Yes, that one. And y'all, it didn't help, okay? Now this lady is just like, there's a bug that's been going around, typhoid specifically, and you could have that. And I was just like, what? So the service goes on, and guys, I kid you not, I'm becoming worse, and in the process I'm even becoming more and more weak, okay? Weaker, more and more weak. Girl, what English are you speaking? I become weaker in the process, right? Then during the sermon, this lady and I go and sit outside. Yeah, well, y'all, at some point I was vomiting. I was just like, I was just like, oh, this is bad. Like, that's when it sank in that, girl, this is B-A-D, bad, okay? And I was just like, oh, what's going to happen now? So my thing was, I want to go back to Riz, okay? Because I cannot stand being here for a second longer, okay? But the lady was just like, bruh, with how weak you are, I don't think it's a good idea for you to be going back to Riz alone. So fine, I wait for the sermon to end, then I come back to Riz with one of my friends. And as I'm signing her in, I'm like, what's the point of having you here? Because I can just suffer alone, Y'all, did I know that I'd actually suffer? Like, anywho, from the second I stepped into my room, Immediately I went to the bathroom and I was just here. I was just vomiting like nobody's business. Y'all, I've been weak before, right? But I was so weak that day that it was difficult for me to even speak, okay? Like, I have never been that weak before. It was, y'all, lifting a finger was hard enough. Speaking was more difficult, okay? So I'm there, y'all. I really thought I was about to die. There was a point in time when my friend and I had like a short debriefing session after the whole thing, and she was like, sis, I thought you was gonna die. And I was like, me too, sis. But we're glad I'm still alive. Okay, anyways. So my friend is trying to help me. She's trying to give me bread, just so that I can eat, but nothing is staying down. Everything is coming back up, right? So we end up calling one of the other ladies from church as well as my pastor, but we could only sign in the lady from church, right? And she's out there trying to help me. They're praying for me and all that stuff. Y'all, it got worse. So a suggestion came up, but why don't we call the ambulance? And I was just like, I don't want to go to no hospital. Not me, okay? I am fine. I will be fine. Do you know what? It's really unnecessary. Y'all, I do not know how many times I vomited that day. And by the millionth time, this lady was just like, ma'am, we need to call the ambulance. And I was just like, oh no. I really didn't want the ambulance to come. Anyways, so they called the ambulance, and y'all, they took centuries to get here. Centuries, I tell you, to get here, right? But it was a good thing that they took time, because in the waiting period, like waiting for them to get here, I started just becoming okay. I became okay. My energy was getting back. And by the time they got here, it was like nothing had ever happened. Okay, by the time they got here, I was all smiles and I was just like, hi, how are you? And they were just like, you don't look like someone who's sick. And I was just like, I'm all right. Okay, that's not how I responded. But I was just like, yeah, no, Shem, I'm okay now. Like, I'm doing a lot better. Then obviously they asked me all kinds of questions just to figure out what the problem could be. But I told them that my stomach was still cramping a bit. And they were just like, okay, get this instead and whatnot. So yeah, but I became perfectly fine after that. But y'all, I learned that day, because during the time of me just becoming really sick, I was just like, Lord, I hear you, Jesus. I ain't gonna drink no more, okay? That was it and never again, Lord. I promise you, Jesus. And that's it. I know just to stop at cool drinks now. But yes, guys, moral of the story, hey, stay away from things that aren't made for you, okay? Just stay away from it all, okay? Just stay away from it. Keep your distance. But yes, that's the story of how I became a bratty. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I will post another video. I cannot promise when, but I have another story to tell you guys. But you must just be patient, okay? So in the same way that you've been patient up until now, please keep it going, But yes, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all next time. Wait, before you go, always remember, peace. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.